What if I told you that one tiny stock trading under just $1 has the potential to explode not because of hype but because it's working on something that could literally change how cancer is treated? Now I know what you're thinking. Another penny stock pump, something you've seen 100 times before, and most of them never go anywhere. But this one is different, not because of hype or flashy headlines, but because of what's happening behind the scenes, where most investors never even look. Because behind this company, there's real science, real clinical trials, years of research and development, and partnerships with some of the biggest names in pharma. And yet almost nobody is talking about it. No viral hype, no trending discussions, just quiet progress in the background while the stock sits under $1. Right now, the global biotech industry is entering a new phase, a phase that could redefine how diseases are treated and where the biggest breakthroughs are still ahead, not behind us. We're moving away from traditional treatments like chemotherapy and radiation and into something much more advanced, something far more targeted and powerful. Immunotherapy. Instead of attacking cancer directly, these treatments train your own immune system to fight it, turning your body into the weapon instead of relying only on external drugs. And this is where things get interesting because not all immunotherapy approaches are the same. Some are already crowded, but others are still wide open. Because one small company has been quietly developing a technology that targets something called LAG3, a key checkpoint in the immune system that very few companies fully understand. A checkpoint in your immune system that can either suppress or activate your body's defense, almost like a switch that determines whether your body fights or stands down. If they get this right, if their science actually works at scale, this isn't just another biotech story, this could be a massive breakthrough. We're not talking about a small move or a quick short-term spike, we're talking about a potential multi-billion-dollar market with long-term upside. This company has been working on this for over 20 years, not some overnight startup chasing trends, but a deep research biotech player that has survived multiple market cycles. Their main drug candidate is designed to boost the immune response against tumors by activating key immune cells that are normally suppressed. And here's the important part, they're not just testing it in one area, they're expanding across multiple indications in some of the biggest cancer markets. They have multiple clinical trials across lung cancer, breast cancer, and head and neck cancer. And it doesn't stop there, they're also exploring autoimmune diseases, which opens the door to an entirely different market with huge potential on its own. Which means this isn't a one-shot opportunity, it's multiple chances for a major breakthrough. And in biotech, one successful trial result can completely change everything almost overnight. We're talking about stocks that can jump 200%, 500%, even 1,000% on a single piece of positive news because the upside gets repriced instantly. Now here's where things get crazy. This stock wasn't always this cheap. In fact, not long ago, it was trading much higher. This stock was trading above $2, even touching $3 recently, showing strong investor interest before everything changed. And then suddenly it crashed hard, falling all the way down under $1, shaking out most investors. Why? Not because the company disappeared, not because the science failed overnight, but because biotech stocks are extremely sensitive. Sensitive to trial timelines, to investor sentiment, and to overall market conditions that can shift very quickly. Which means sometimes great companies get temporarily crushed, not because they're bad, but because the market overreacts. And that creates opportunity for investors who understand the space and are willing to take calculated risks before the crowd returns. And the name of this stock is Immunotherapy Limited, ticker symbol EMP, as small cap biotech flying under the radar. Now let's break down why this stock could explode, starting with what really matters, the progress behind the scenes that most people ignore. First, their lead drug is already in mid to late stage trials for multiple types of cancer, which is a huge milestone in the biotech world. That's a big deal because most penny biotech stocks never even reach this stage, they fail much earlier. Second, they have partnerships with major pharmaceutical companies, companies with experienced capital and global reach that validate their work. We're talking about industry giants, the kind of companies that do deep due diligence before putting their name on anything and investing resources. That adds credibility to their science and increases the chances that this isn't just another speculative play, but something real. Third, the upside potential here is massive, especially considering the current price, which is sitting under $1 after a major drop. Some projections suggest this stock could reach multiple dollars if things go right and key milestones are hit. And when you're starting under $1, even a move to $3 or $4 can represent huge percentage gains for early investors. And finally, the stock is heavily beaten down, which means expectations are low and fear is high. It has dropped massively, shaking out weak hands, creating doubt in the market, and pushing attention elsewhere. Which means fear is high, and when fear is high, prices are often disconnected from long-term potential. And sometimes that's exactly where big opportunities are born, not when everyone is excited, but when no one is paying attention. But let's be real for a second, this is not a safe investment, and it's important to understand that before jumping in. Biotech stocks are extremely volatile. They don't move like normal stocks, they react to data and binary outcomes. They can crash overnight on negative trial results or delays or unexpected news. Clinical trials can fail even after years of progress, and that risk is always present. Companies can dilute shares to raise capital, which can hurt the stock price in the short term. And this company is still not profitable like many biotech firms, which means it relies on funding and future success. Everything depends on future results, on data, on approvals, and on execution. So this is a high-risk, high-reward play, not something for conservative investors, but something for those who understand the game. But here's the bottom line, if even one major trial succeeds, this stock could move very fast and catch a lot of people off guard. From under $1 to several dollars in a relatively short time if momentum builds. And that's why smart investors watch these setups early, before the headlines, before the hype. Before the crowd even notices, before YouTube is full of videos, before it starts trending, and before it's too late. So the question is this a hidden gem with massive upside potential, or just another risky penny stock? Let me know what you think down in the comments. I read every single one, and I'm curious about your opinion. And if you want more videos on undervalued penny stocks with explosive potential that most people ignore, make sure to subscribe, because we're just getting started and there's a lot more coming that you don't want to miss. Because the next one might be even bigger than this, and getting in early can make all the difference.